Hey everyone, this is Paul, and welcome to Common Touch of Fantasy. Today is Friday Reads. Sometimes I do Friday Reads, sometimes I don't. Today I guess I'm doing it. So the main reason why I am doing it is because I kind of changed how I was reading this last week. I finished Elric last week, and then I started the second book in the Amber Chronicles, The Guns of Avalon, and going from one 70s book to another 70s book, both fantasy, both a little similar. I just wasn't feeling it, so I ended up picking up another book while reading that book, and that was A Moveable Feast by Ernest Hemingway, mainly because it was intellectually stimulating. I find that if I read too many, fantasy books that are more worried about having fun and less about, making the reader think or making the reader feel, I can't read a lot of them in a row. I have to read something that either makes me feel or makes me think, after I read a bunch of kind of like fun type of books. So I ended up getting A Moveable Feast, Ernest Hemingway, and I really enjoyed this book. I made a review. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Check out the review below. It was very good. Great look at Ernest Hemingway's life when he was younger in Paris while he talks to a lot of famous authors. So, yeah, it was good. I started a book read with Colonnati, Rachel, and Tara from Terabytes. We're reading Care and Memory. I take the dust cover off my books when I read them. So if it's a hardback book, I take the dust cover off so that I don't ruin the dust cover, because I like to set books like on my chest while I'm reading it in bed, and if I have the dust cover on, it ruins the bottom. So I always take the dust cover off hardbacks. Do you guys do the same? Or am I just different? So far this is pretty good. Steampunk, Western. I don't really know how to take steampunk though. I don't really like Westerns. But I like the characters. But I don't know. There's something about it. There needs to be more fantastical elements. Because right now I'm wondering, why was this in the fantasy and science fiction section? Why was this not in the literature, regular fiction section? I don't get that. So, then I went and asked a bunch of people online about steampunk, because I was so confused about steampunk. So, they gave me a video. And some guy, he replied smartly. He gave me this video to watch. It's like this rapper rapping about steampunk. I would have put that below. Check that out. It's actually pretty good. Okay. I'm also going to be trying to finish Guns of Avalon. I don't really care for the Amber Chronicles at all. And, I don't know. And I get so confused, because it's supposed to be the Chronicles of Amber. And then on the front it says Amber Chronicles. And then I always say Amber Chronicles, but it's actually Chronicles of Amber. Because it's always Chronicles of something. Chronicles of Narnia, Chronicles of Amber, But I like Amber Chronicles better. But anyways, I'm trying to finish this. And then I want to try to read the third one, because the third one's supposed to be better. The second one, Guns of Avalon, is a lot better than the first. A lot of the introductory world building, character building stuff that should have been in Nine Princes of Amber are in the Guns of Avalon, so that makes me happy. I don't like Corwin though. I have to get over this. It's not hatred, but disdain, I guess, for Corwin. And then I'm going to be reading Alastair Reynolds' Revelation Space. I'm in the mood for a sci-fi book, more of a hard sci-fi book. I found that that making TBRs is not something I enjoy, and I like to be able to shop my books. I like to come to my bookshelves, you know. Usually I would be like standing farther away, obviously. But I like to like just kind of be like, what do I feel like reading right now? What is it that I haven't read in a while? What is it that, you know, something that I'm gonna enjoy? And it's just like I go to a bookstore and I'm looking around for something to buy. I enjoy that. Like, I think it's fun to just read whatever you want to read in that moment, instead of making a list of books at the beginning of the month and, you know, being like kind of almost trapped into reading that. So I don't know. I think it's because I have a lot of structure in my normal life. I don't really want structure in my main hobby, so if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading Revelation Space by Alastair Reynolds. It's one of the sci-fi series that I think I'm going to enjoy. It's a space opera, and it's a space opera that spans many centuries, because what happened in the past is relevant to what's happening in the future and what's happening in the present. I think that's a really good idea. I think that's very cool. Also, the audiobook that I'm reading is John Scalzi. It is The Human Division. It's book number 5 in the Old Man's War series. It has been great so far. It is really good. I think it's just as good as the first book, Old Man's War. Last Colony was good too. But this one here, I really like the way he's created this story. I think it's really inspired. I think the way that he was able to take all these different parts of shorter stories and put them together as a whole larger narrative, I think it's really imaginative and extremely difficult. I was trying to think of how I would be able to do that, and you'd have to write the entire outline and book first, basically, and then split it up with individual stories, just so it would make sense. It's pretty cool. I give it thumbs up. So that's what I read last week, and that's what I'm going to be reading. So if you've read any of these, or you have any comments or questions, just go ahead and leave them in the comments below. I usually am a person that reads only one book at a time, but I am changing. I'm changing to multiple books because I've found that when I'm not feeling something, I can grab another book that I will be feeling, and then I end up reading more than if I'm trying just to read one thing and I end up just doing something completely different instead of reading. So I guess I'm maturing as a reader through this experience. So alright, thanks for watching. Hopefully the camera angle and everything turned out okay. It's a little bit later in the day, so the light's not that great. Anyways, have a great weekend, everyone. Hope you read some great books this weekend.